Welcome back in the hall, episode 79. And I just want to say we are officially global. The show is worldwide. At first, I thought it was bullshit. There's a geographic location display on the dashboard of the website that I upload the show on. And it says where all your listeners are by country. And 93% are in the United States, which means 7% are elsewhere. In Germany, Italy, France, Russia, Australia. I mean, man, it's crazy. Ireland, Saudi Arabia. And that's when I was like, nah, this is... But dude, I get someone posted the podcast on their Instagram story and said, go listen to In the Hall. And so I messaged the guy. I said, hey, thanks for supporting the show, sharing it on your page. And he responded, much love from Saudi Arabia. And I was like, holy shit, this thing might actually be accurate. There are people in Saudi Arabia listening to this show, which is mind-blowing, to say the least. And so shout out to Saleh. Just lost the Saudi Arabia audience. Sorry if I didn't get the name right, man. But yeah, Saleh, Saleh, he hit me up. So he's listening over there. And so that means we do have listeners in Canada and Italy and France and Russia, which is wild, dude. Well, I guess I know who's in Mexico. Rick Garcia down there, holding it down. Sent me a quote today, actually. It says, it's painful to quit, and it's painful to keep going on this journey of life. So pick your painful. I like the one, it was like, so what if it takes 10 years to achieve your goal? 10 years is going to go by anyway, so you might as well work towards something. A little motivation to start the show. So yeah, dude, shout out to our foreign and domestic listeners. It's pretty cool. I just picture a guy in a Lamborghini with a pet cheetah on the way to an oil meeting, just hauling ass in a Lambo, chuckling to this podcast. Just some Saudi prince with the whole headdress, just chuckling to this show recorded in Florida, all the way across the ocean. Oh, brother, you were funny, brother. It's awesome, man. Dude, I hope ISIS listens to this show. That's when you know you made it, dude, when Department of Homeland Security knocks on my door and interrogates me, flips me upside down and waterboards me. What's your connection to ISIS? I'm like, I don't know. They're just a fan of the show. That's all I know. So yeah, been all over Florida this week, man. Miami, Fort Myers, doing everything to keep the show alive. You know that. Been talking about it. So yeah, I was in Miami handling some business and then drove across the state. It's so funny, dude. It's like all these cities in Florida. It's a massive state, as you know. You really realize that when you're driving all over it. You're like, geez, dude, it's like, especially going north to south, like to get out of Florida is like 8 hours from the bottom, at least. Something crazy like that. So yeah, driving from Miami to the other coast, the Gulf side, you go through what's called Alligator Alley, and it's just swampland. And there is nothing out there. It's like, I forget how many miles it is, but there's just one gas station, and it's like if you miss that, you're definitely going to run out of gas. But I don't even think you can build houses over there. It's just swampland for miles. Just one highway cuts right through it. It's kind of unbelievable, actually. Like, people are saying, oh, we're overpopulated. And it's like, yeah, in certain cities, absolutely. But not everywhere. If you're living in Miami, yeah, but right out, an hour outside of Miami, dude, you are in the absolute middle of nowhere. I was in Biscayne Bay on top of a hotel doing the roof, and dude, the amount of money, I mean, it's always had money there. Most of it's from cocaine, but it's like, dude, all the tech money from San Francisco, Silicon Valley's there now. You have all these big firms from Manhattan, New York, down in Miami. So it's just I don't think there's a car under $250,000 in Biscayne Bay. It's just Porsche, BMW, Audi. It's like, because you can flex in Florida. New York City money is really quiet. You're like, you don't know who's really balling unless, it's like they're at a certain restaurant or, You're taking off in a helicopter pad from the top of a building. But it's like quiet. New York money is very quiet. Everyone's wearing black. People making $1 million a year with a Rolex on still take the subway. So it's just kind of like, it's just quiet money. It's in what building you live in. It's in, what restaurant you're eating at. But it's like Miami, LA, bro, you can break out the Lambos, break out the flower shirt with the gold chains, you can get wild. So, dude, it was just like, I'm like, fuck, dude. It's like a mini Dubai down in Miami, especially now. So, yeah, I was there, drove across Alligator Alley, ended up in Lehigh Acres, talked about that town on the show before. Was built kind of right before the 2008 recession. So instead of it being a community of cookie cutter homes, like most places in Florida, these communities are usually built by one builder. You can pick like 3 different models, but for the most part, they're all the same. But they ran out of money. So it's one house, about 8 empty lots, all the trees have grown in, so now it's just like the Wild West out there. It's just a bunch of stop signs for intersections that are abandoned. And it's just this weird post-apocalyptic part of Florida. They are, the last time I was there was about 10 years ago. So they are adding homes, and it's looking more and more like a normal Florida community. But it's still pretty interesting out there. Let's just say that. So, yeah, but it's just knocking doors, slinging solar, and replacing roofs that need to be replaced from all the storms. Somehow I missed the tornado. Thank God, in Fort Myers. So yeah, I used to sell ADT in this area called Lehigh Acres. They would drop us off at about 9 a.m. and you just walk all over this. Just walk all through these country roads and just knock a door. Someone's not home or they tell you no. You got to walk 500 yards to the next house, hit it. But it was great for home security because just the amount of robberies and burglaries. So it was good for home security, but man, it was crazy, dude. Like wild dogs would chase you. There's signs out there that are like, watch for panthers, gator crossing, big ass snakes. You're just like, dude, where am I? What in the Jumanji is going on here? It was just weird being back there, man. Like I said, I was, last time I was there, I was 18 years old. Now I'm 28. So been all over. Now I'm back in this town. It was just a real weird feeling, because a lot of people I used to work with out there, they're no longer alive, or they're in other ventures. One guy I used to work with at ADT, he now sells drugs out of a treehouse. So that's cool. He was kicked out of his parents' house, and so now he lives in his childhood treehouse. And I guess the treehouse is close enough to the house to where he can still get Wi-Fi to sell his drugs via Facebook. So shout out to Brian. I would never buy. Would you buy drugs from a guy who lives in a treehouse? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd climb up a wooden ladder and go, hey, not for me. If your trap house is a treehouse, I'm good. I'm gonna find something else. Selling mushrooms out of a treehouse. That is the magic treehouse. Remember those books? Those kids would acid trip and go on an adventure in their treehouse. I would read those books and Horrible Harry. They had this thing called AR points when I was in elementary school, middle school, and it was like each book was a certain number of points, and whoever had the most points got like a lollipop or whatever bullshit prize. But they were trying to encourage kids to read more. So it was all about the AR points. Oh, did you hit your quota of points? I think Harry Potter was like, everyone was in the Harry Potter books. Oh, it's 48 points if I read the whole book. But then I was reading these thin books, Horrible Harry. They were like 20-page long, borderline picture books. But they were like 2 points each, so you could just blow through them. And they had like 100 of them. So I was like, fuck it. While these kids are reading Harry Potter, by the time they're done, that's 48 points. I can read 100 Horrible Harry books, and that's 200 points. So that was kind of like how I cheated the system. I'm like, I'll read a ton of small books while you guys try and knock out these giant Bible-sized books for the big points. I was more of a volume kind of guy. They're like, why are you reading those first grader books? I'm like, check the scoreboard, bitch. Might want to read that Harry Potter book a little faster because your boy is in the lead. Yeah, dude, but I remember getting dropped off in Lehigh Acres, and some people don't play out there. They literally, like, before you even knock on their door, as soon as you step on their property, I don't know if they have, like, motion sensors or what. As soon as you step on their property, they're already opening the door like, what the hell you want? You're like, sorry to bug you, sir. It was unreal, the amount of guns that were pointed at me knocking doors in Lehigh Acres. But it was worth it. You're like, hey, he might have a shotgun to my head, but I could make $500 if he signs this contract for 3 years of monitoring. Talked about Waffle House last episode, the heist. Guy stole napkins. But yeah, I had Waffle House like I said I would after that episode. Nothing crazy happened. I went in the morning for breakfast. Eating at Waffle House for breakfast is like eating a weed brownie. The rest of your day is just fucked. You're like, God, what did they put in those eggs? Opium? You're just exhausted. So yeah, nothing crazy happened because I went in the morning. If you go at 2 a.m., you might see an alien. I'm talking about one that comes down in a saucer, not shows up in a white van. There was the bench booth where it's like the two benches back to back, and mine was it was like a little bit higher than normal. And then when the lady behind me stood up, this woman was I'm about 190. She was probably 590. And when she stood up, dude, my bench came down like a seesaw. Remember when you were a kid and the seesaws and the one kid across from you would get up and then your ass would just slam down into the mulch? Bro, that's what happened at this Waffle House. This lady stood up, and dude, the look on my face, I thought I was on... You ever rode like the Tower of Doom that like you just shoot you straight up in the air and you come back down? That's what this felt like. I felt like I was free falling for a good at least 6 feet. But dude, she stood up and I just went, whoa, wham! And I had like a mini panic attack, bro. And at that moment, when you stand up from your booth and the guy that's attached to the booth behind you goes crashing to the floor, maybe you would go sign up for LA Fitness. I would right after that. But, she went to Chili's the rest of the day. A damn seesaw, bro. Seesaws used to be awesome. Kids used to get fucked up on the playground, dude. I remember I went down a slide head first, and someone ran by the bottom of the slide and just like punted the side of my head. And I remember I just had like this huge cut across from my forehead down to my cheek. I looked like Two-Face. And that made me a better person, You got to get your ass kicked on the playground. You got to fall into some mulch. Now they got like this soft shit where kids fall and they bounce back up. You need to fall off a jungle gym head first and have your heels hit you in the back of the head. Like, you need to borderline snap your spine. But no. Kids now, dude, they don't even go on monkey bars unless it's an app on their iPad. Yeah, man. Lehigh Acres it's a weird place, dude. We went to this gas station and I was checking out, and the clerk just looks at me and goes, I'm 37. And I was like, oh, cool, man. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. He goes, nah, it's not my birthday. And I was like, well, you don't need to just tell people your age. It's like, what? He just goes, I'm 37, man, 1984. I was born in 84, man. I'm 37. I didn't know what to do, bro. I just started laughing. I'm like, all right, man, hell yeah, dude. I'm 28. Heck yeah. And then we went to the gas station the next night, and he asked for my ID, and I showed him, and I go, yeah, I'm 28. And then I point to Chip, and I go, he's 37. And the guy goes, you're 37 too? I'm 37. 1984. Bro, he made that guy's night, bro. When I told him that Chip was 37, he's not 37. But I was like, yeah, Chip's 37. He couldn't believe someone else was the same age as him and standing in his presence. I mean, bro, I wish I could get that. Do you ever wish you could just get excited about stuff like that? Like if someone's like, oh, you're 28? Dude, I'm also 28. Like, man, if your tolerance level of excitement is that low, you must have a fantastic existence. I had a sub sandwich for lunch today, and the lady that made the sandwich, her name was Shauna. My name with an A at the end, basically, is how you pronounce it. And I truly believe, in my heart, 100%, that whatever name you give your kid somehow aligns their destiny. I don't know if it's astrology, numerology, the number of letters in the name, followed by the syllable and what it means. You know, I've read into all that stuff, and I think there is some truth to it. Like, say, if you name your kid Bryson, either going to be in a dirt bike accident, a lacrosse player, or, you know, he'll make varsity in high school football. And then after that, good luck, you know. But if you name your daughter Shauna, she's usually going to be a big woman. All right, she's not going to be scared to throw hands. Okay, she's going to be like 5-0 against her stepdad. Probably going to end up in some kind of prison. Maybe be on one of those prison shows, you know, Inside Arkansas State Prison. Houses some of the most dangerous criminals of all time. Meet Shauna. She's serving a double life sentence for murder. That's who that you know. That's where Shauna ends up. So she's making my sandwich. She's whispering under her breath. She's talking shit about her other coworkers. She's like, this motherfucker don't want to cut the tomatoes. And I'm like, all right. You know, sometimes I like that COVID plexiglass. Because it not only, I'm not worried about germs. I'm worried about the person behind the counter, you know. Let's you know, at one point, at certain points, it's like, this isn't protection, you know, like the bulletproof glass at the gas station. It's like, I think we're protecting ourselves from each other with the glass. Not germ-wise, physicality. So yeah, dude, a Shauna. I think it would be funny to date somebody named Shauna. You know, because then immediately you're trolling someone, you know. I'm pissing someone off before I even come over. Like, oh, Sean and Shauna are coming over. Like, oh, that'd be so fucking annoying. Oh, Sean and Shauna, welcome. Shauna and Sean. Ugh, I don't like that. It's so funny, dude. I've met couples like that. It was like, how do you guys, like, Robert and Roberta, Robert and Roberta. It's like the same. Why can't I say Roberta, but it's Roberta. Yeah, so that was my week, man. We're going to get into a few articles here. Some pretty wild stuff happened this week. So, yeah, shout out to Trill Trees, man. Get it at 2000 Cotner Ave, Los Angeles, California, or pick it up at Litco, downtown LA. Huge shop. Shout out to Trill Trees, man, supporting the show. Finest cannabis in Southern California. Hit up at Trill Trees on Instagram. Send a DM. Tell them Sean sent you for 10% off. Episode 79. Let's get into it.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not gonna go well. You gotta let it fly.
Man gets stuck in chimney during attempted burglary, rescued by firemen. Here we got a picture of two firemen digging a hole into the side of someone's chimney to pull out the suspected burglar. Montgomery County Police responded to the reported attempted robbery at a Silver Spring home around 5:30 a.m. on Saturday. Oh, man, what a Saturday morning, dude. Honey, what's that sound in the chimney? Some fucking guy. Dude went with the Grinch Who Stole Christmas robbery style. It's not clear how the man got himself in the chimney. He got on the roof somehow. That's crackhead abilities, dude. They climbed the gutter. 24 firemen arrived on the scene to assist with the rescue and worked for over 90 minutes to get the man out of the chimney, taking it apart brick by brick. Bro, that's like when I got my car broken into and the guy took a phone charger and a sweater and I had to pay $500 on my deductible to get because the glass was more expensive than the deductible. You know, it wasn't like, oh, $100 gets you a new rear window. This was like, it was like an $800 rear windshield. So I'm like, well, I might as well pay the $500 deductible. But then I'm like, dude, if the guy just needed if he was like, hey, can I get $20 for a phone charger and a sweater? I'd have been like, hey, here you go, man. But no, I lost a phone charger, a sweater, and had to pay $500 for deductible. This poor couple has to fucking rebuild who pays for this? Their insurance? Hey, yeah, State Farm, some guy got stuck in my chimney and now I have to rebuild my fireplace brick by brick. And wouldn't that like ruin the integrity of the home by like taking out one of the walls? God, I'd be pissed, dude. What a fucking pain in the ass. I'd be like, dude, I pay you not to fucking, oh my gosh, dude, their house is destroyed. Bricks all over the living room, trash cans. It's like a demolition job just to get this moron out. I hope they have a picture of this guy. Oh, Saturday. Oh, dude, you wake up Saturday morning, about to have a cup of coffee, read the paper before you hit the gym, and but instead you got the fire department hacking into your wall to get some guy out. Oh, they don't have a picture of this dude? Damn. The man's identity was not immediately available. It's not clear whether the man has been charged. Is there a follow-up on this? You can't really get out of this in court. You know, why were you in the chimney? I fell. What, from a fucking sleigh? Oh, dude, you ever been pissed off for somebody? I'm like so mad that this guy or whoever had to get his whole house taken apart because some moron tried to do a freaking St. Nicholas robbery. I mean, this dude's lucky, bro. Some people are like psychopaths nowadays. Like if you peeked your head into the fireplace and looked up and just saw some crazy dude in your chimney, this couple could have just been like, you know what, honey, let's just put a U-log in the fireplace and get the party started. That'll get him unstuck real quick. Yeah, he's lucky, dude. They didn't just light him up. Speaking of light it up, cannabis compounds prevent COVID infection in laboratory study. Cannabis compounds prevented the virus that causes COVID-19 from penetrating healthy human cells, according to a laboratory study published in the Journal of Nature Products. Ooh, I like that. This isn't weed, officer. This is a nature product. The two compounds commonly found in hemp called cannabigerolic acid that's what CBGA is? See, when you sling the stuff in the shop, you call it by the abbreviation. You know, you don't go, hey, would you like some cannabigerolic acid? No, you go, hey, I got CBGA. It's going to help you sleep. But you don't know the long name, nor do you care. CBDA were identified during a chemical screening effort as having potential to combat coronavirus. Researchers from Oregon State University said in the study, they bound to spike proteins found on the virus and blocked a step the pathogen uses to infect people. I fucking knew it. Every joint I smoke is a booster shot. How about that, Fauci? Dude, I'm telling you, when I was actually working at a dispensary during the start of the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, and we always had Freddie Prinze Jr. come in. He played, he's been in a lot of stuff, but I just remember seeing him in Scooby-Doo. He played Fred in one of the movies. But yeah, the dude was always coming in. Awesome fucking dude. Talked to me about stand-up and everything. And yeah, he was like, dude, this is the cure, I'm telling you. And I would just laugh, but I'm like, yeah, the stuff's known to cure a lot of stuff. So, it coats your lungs. It probably, it's a respiratory thing. So it keeps, probably just fries it, right? So that's pretty cool. This is an official study, man. Saw this one earlier. Prince Andrew is stripped of military title as sexual abuse case proceeds. So yeah, Prince Andrew, friends with Epstein, you know, that whole thing. Son of Queen Elizabeth II. He was stripped from his military title and royal charities, the Buckingham Palace said. Yeah, not thrown in prison or, on trial or executed. We just, don't worry, guys, we handled it. We stripped him of his military titles. Yeah, he got away with touching kids, but you know what? He no longer has those medals on his shirt. The fuck out of here, dude. It's all theater, and we're the audience. I just thought that was funny, dude. It's like, there's no, like, you can just get away with anything at a certain point. Like, I wonder what, like, if you really went behind the scenes in, like, court, and you're talking to the judge, and you're like, okay, let's just give me a number. How much money do you have to have on this planet to just be above everything? Is it $10 million? Is it $1 billion? Like, what gets you out of the bullshit? Even if they have to disappear you, you can get a new identity. You know, you're now living as someone else. Like, what is the financial number to get away with murder? Because there is one. I just want to know exactly what it is. We got two more here. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. Thieves in LA are looting freight trains filled with packages from UPS, FedEx, and Amazon. So if you haven't seen the video, dude, it is something out of a third world country. People just jumped on the train that was carrying thousands of Amazon packages. The train tracks are just littered with empty boxes. Like, it was Christmas Day for these freaking junkies, bro. Yeah, LA is, I mean, this looks like a GTA mission. Steal Amazon boxes from the train. You have 30 minutes. This is nuts, man. I mean, it looks like Christmas Day for meth heads. Like, they were just, I wish there was a video of them jumping on the train. Like, to get this many boxes open, you probably had to have a lot of people to get all these open in one night. Like, what did the scene look like? Because you see the aftermath. But, man, they took everything, dude. I wonder how much money, how much monetary value was actually in all these packages. And what did they get away with, man? I mean, it's because it's Amazon, dude. It could have had literally anything in these. And, look, I would never have the desire to jump on a train and steal Amazon boxes. But if you are a homeless meth addict, this is all the Christmases you've missed. Dude, if you were methed out, laying on a curb, and some guy walked by and you were like, hey, where you going? And your junkie friend's like, dude, I heard there was an Amazon train down, on its way. A couple of the guys and I are going to jump on and see what we can get. Must have been like damn Christmas morning for these guys, bro. Just ripping open. Oh, I got an iPad. What'd you get, Frank? This one only has dog food. I did a sketch about this, the Amazon package thieves. I'm like, you don't know what you're getting. I was like, life is like an Amazon box. You never know what you're going to get. You come home with a stolen package. You get a workout DVD and some women's vitamins. You don't know what you're getting. Hillsborough County deputies are looking for a former owner of a car repair shop who allegedly ripped off more than 30 people. They say Jarvis Bailey is on the run after he stole $250,000 by promising to fix cars and not doing it. Like Matilda's dad. There's a sucker born every minute. We got to take them for all they got. Wow, dude actually looks like Gucci Man. Not even going to lie, bro. Gucci Man without the ice cream tattoo. Patrick Harrison says he's one of Bailey's abandoned customers. His car door was busted, and he needed someone to fix it. He found Jarvis's Bailey. No way, this is the name of the shop. He found Jarvis Bailey's Drip Kustomz. DRIPPKUSTOMZ. Holy shit, bro. Drip Kustomz. He showed me around the place, said Harrison. He went in the office. I thought he was legitimate. Harrison paid half the $3,000 price tag up front. $3,000 to fix a door. what was it, a Bentley? He even started telling Bailey and his co-owner, Liliana Lopez, he was also interested in buying a Dodge Ram from them. Before long, he had forked over more than $5,000. He never got the Dodge, and when he finally got back his own vehicle, the work wasn't done. The work was so terrible, he said, you could see underneath the truck and inside the truck. Crime Stoppers of Tampa Bay said $262,000 by Bailey and Lopez. She has turned herself in, but he hasn't, and may be traveling in the Orlando area. And they posted his car, of course, a Dodge Charger. Again, bro, don't know what it is. Black people love Dodge Chargers. Love them. And the cop said it's sad that they did this. He's on the run. Damn, bro. Do you not see any reviews? Like, hey, you know, how long has Drip Kustomz been in business? Dude, Drip Kustomz? Yeah, there's a reason why that's not a chain. No one's ever been like, oh, where do you get your oil change? Oh, yeah, I head down to Drip Kustomz. You know, he's got a Dodge Charger sitting on 30-inch rims. Amazing. Well, $250,000 and dipped. That's amazing, dude. You cannot work on 35 cars and make $250,000. Yeah, drop your car off for 3 days and I'm going to give it back to you for $5,000. Like, I mean, you want to feel bad for the people, but they're also like, at what point is it your fault that you got screwed over? Watch out for scams, and yeah, man, just keep hustling. Hope you guys are doing well. Look forward to talking to you again next week.
You want to smoke something?
You've seen him perform all over LA. Give it up for Sean Madden, everybody.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
This joke's not gonna go well.